Recently, I've had a lot of letters from Mr. Russia. My boss has ignored them so far, but they're piling up. I don't know what to do with him anymore. I wish I could ban him. Well, not until I read at least one.
Dearest Finland, I am writing to you because I'd love for you to come over to my house. My boss has great news for you. Plus, it would be so much fun to hang out like the old times. Love, Russia.
They're all the same. Doesn't he get tired?
Come to my house, come to my house, come to my house. Come on, Finny, you'd love to come over.
No way. I don't know what he wants, but there's no way I'm going in there. Mr. Russia is way too creepy to stay in the room with. My boss got so tired of all the letters that now I'm being forced to go to Mr. Russia's place. I hope he isn't angry with us.
Привет, little Finland. I'm so happy to see you, dear friend. So nice of you to come. I was so glad to get a reply to my letter. I knew you'd come over eventually.
Hello, Mr. Russia. I hope you're not too mad about my late answer.
No, not at all. My boss told me you'd be difficult. I'm glad we finally managed to sit down and talk, especially before you got too cozy with Germany. It's good to set our differences aside.
Mr. Germany? What makes you think I'm talking with him?
My boss told me you might start getting involved with them and let go of your neutrality. After all, you can't stay that way forever. But that also brings me to why I wanted you here, Finland. And my boss was looking over the map and decided we want to use your golf.
He wants my part? Oh, my boss isn't going to like this. I need to stop him. Well, Mr. Russia, there's no need to worry. I'm going to stay neutral, I swear.
My boss doesn't seem to think so, but we'll see what happens, da? So will you give me the golf? Come on, it's not that big of a deal. You can trust me, little Finny.
There's no way I can let him take it. After that, he'll just keep asking more from me. Oh, how do I get out of this?
We'll even give you double the land on the border at Karelia. So, can I have it?
Well...
You're going to accept, right? I'm being so generous. You don't want me to be mean, right?
I'm sorry, Mr. Russia, but I can't let you take it. I don't want to pick a fight with you, but I won't give it to you either. So now, I think it's time for me to leave. Farewell, Mr. Russia. It was nice to see you.
Wow, so he can put up a fight even though he's so much smaller than me. It looks funny being brave like that. But I'll win over eventually.
After that, I went and told Mrs. Feeden the whole story. I get the feeling Mr. Russia still won't leave me alone. He can be so demanding. I hope he doesn't show up.
Give me the golf. Give me the golf.
That, dear viewer, was a big part of why Finland joined what was the Axis at the time. Finland's resilience against Russia was admired widely. He's not always a delicate flower, you know. In 1940, many nations had started to switch sides to the Axis. Even Hungary decided to break up with Austria and Romania. Oh, those poor men. However, even more joined, like Croatia in 1941. And while some tried to stay neutral...
Thank you for taking us in, Mr. Germany.
It didn't work out.
Why aren't you resisting?
The Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact allowed Russia to annex the Baltics. Germany broke the pact in 1941 and took over Poland and the Baltics. Unlike the Poles, many people who lived in the Baltics, especially Lithuanians, who were desperate to get away from the Russians, welcomed the Germans with open arms.
Talia. Привет, Mr. Germany.
Hello, Russia. So, we both know there have been rising tensions all over Europe, right? I wanted to talk to you about my boss's proposition.
Oh, of course. What is it?
Let's agree not to attack each other for the next 10 years. And I have a deal so we can both get what our bosses have been wanting for a while. You can get half of Poland's land. I'll get the other half. He'll be at my place for half the time and the rest yours. Sound fair?
A piece of Poland. That makes me very happy. But doesn't grumpy England not want us near Poland?
I thought about that. France and England are too caught up in their affairs to care. Just look at what happened to the other countries.
Good point. I'll agree to it. But I must get control of my Baltics or the proposition will be meaningless. Do you take my offer?
Sure, but I wish for secret protocol on our respective spheres of influence to be settled. What do you think?
Deal. Wait, what about Prussia? Isn't he living with Poland right now because of Danzig?
Sure, but don't worry about him. I'll handle my brother if it comes to that.
At the time, Germany wasn't very good with keeping his non-aggression pacts. Although the Russians were kind of expecting a German invasion, they were pretty overwhelmed until...
No one can take up General Winter. I thought you had learned with last time's events, little friends.
Hetalia.
Hi! Today we're making super tasty Kanglish meals! Even Speg can't make them as awesome as I can! I'm the Northern Pastry King! That's why they call it a Danish!
Recipe Talia.
First, we'll start with our ingredients. Don't miss any of them, okay? Make sure you include them all because they're all important. Just like the guys I have helping me today. We want to make the best Kanglish meal army in all of Europe! Feel free to serve these to your friends. I'll be serving them to the rest of the Nordics. Yo, Denmark here. Get ready for some dough time. Where do we start? Oh, here. My amazing outfit is complete. Okay. So, we start off by pouring the warm milk into a bowl and mashing in the yeast. Imagine they're your enemies. Then, we mix in the 2 tablespoons of sugar, the salt, 6.5 tablespoons of butter, eggs, cardamom, and 3.5 cups of the flour. We gotta mix! Gotta cover up the bowl for half an hour to let the dough rise. Heh, I got this in the bag. What can I say? I'm the leader of Scandinavia!
That was unnecessary, to say the least.
Now we want to make the tasty cinnamon part. Cream together the rest of the butter and sugar, then stir in the cinnamon. Stir viciously. I like to pretend it's the sweet space. I bet you weren't expecting that. It's dough time again. Knead it on its surface, covered in flour for about 3 minutes. Next, cut the dough into 2 rectangles and spread our cinnamon filling on both of them. Looks delicious. Just like me.
Can you just shut up already?
Kind of like Legos, we stack the 2 layers together, with the filling side facing upwards, like my signature hairstyle. I know you're jealous. We then roll up the dough into a log and start cutting our snails up into 1-inch thick slices, like ice. We'll let them be, or else they won't be very nice.
Stop it. This is so embarrassing.
Aw, come on, Ice. It's just a joke. Don't be a downer. After 20 minutes, it's time to put the dough in the oven. Preheat the oven to 220 degrees Celsius, 425 degrees Fahrenheit, gas mark 7. Remember to line a baking sheet with parchment paper about 3 inches apart from each other so our rolls don't stick. Also, try not to act like Norway when someone's doing a cooking show.
Hey!
We'll let them bake for about 10 minutes until they're golden brown. And there you go! My super simple Scandinavian cinnamon snails ready to make any sweet envious. Norway, come here! Help me eat these! My dear audience, I hope you enjoyed it! Hi!
Not bad.
Finally, he's done.
Looks great. Thanks, Tanska.
I'm the best condition!